On one of our scuba diving trips last week, I stood on the edge of the boat contemplating my next move. You were already in the water, comfortable as a fish, as always. We were in the middle of the ocean, miles from land, newly certified scuba divers, about to embark on our first deep dive together. We were about to descend down to 100 feet. I looked at It was 90, but I looked down into the ocean and turned to our instructor and said, "I'm a little nervous." And she said, "You should be." But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back to 15 years ago. I will never forget the first time I saw you. Right here on Commercial Street. Who is that hot, sexy guy, I wonder? Everything around me became a blur, and all I could see was you. Handsome, mysterious, intriguing. I was dumbfounded. And after admiring you all summer, I finally got the courage to talk to you. Just 1 week before I'd moved back to Michigan for grad school. We were across from Spiritus Pizza. You were absolutely charming, and I loved your smile. That week we had our first date. We danced. We swam together and splashed in the ocean like kids. It was such a short time, but I remember that week like it was yesterday. Out dancing one night at the Vixen, we snuck up to the bathroom upstairs for a long, passionate kiss. You swept me off my feet. It was bliss. I began flying to New York City to see you, racing out of class on Fridays like a teenager, giddy with excitement. We emailed each other every day that year. At some point during those first months, you wrote, "I think I'm falling in love with you." I was already there. But I was also worried it wouldn't work. I was young, impatient, eager for love. You were cautious and tentative. But during that year, you showed a patience that calmed me. You taught me this wasn't something to be rushed. This patience has become one of the things I most love about you. After 5 years of long distance, I moved in with you. 15 years happened. We shared in our triumphs. We supported and challenged each other. We grieved and cried together. We learned how to argue with love and patience. I fell deeper in love with you. When I first saw you on that street, I never imagined that we'd end up halfway across the world, 90 or 100 feet under the ocean. We went from wading in the waters of Provincetown together 15 years ago to scuba diving deep into the sea off Thailand, trusting one another that if something malfunctioned, if something went wrong, and one of us was out of air, we could rely on each other to breathe, to survive. As we swam among the giant swirling schools of reds and 1,000 yellows, you always hovered just slightly behind me. I motioned for you to go ahead of me, to get a chance to be the first one to see what thing of beauty lay around the corner. But you always refused. You swam slightly behind me, just out of sight. When we surfaced, I said, "Go first next time. You don't always have to stay behind me." You said, "But then I won't be able to see if something happens to you." This is at the essence of what you are. Your love is profound. It is vast. It is wonderfully kind, caring, and selfless with a seemingly endless amount of patience. It is the love of the depths. When we are in together, 100 feet deep, 15 years deep, I know you'll be there by my side, patiently, carefully protecting me. And I wouldn't have wanted to share the last 15 years with anyone else, not a single person on this planet. If I had to do it all over again, it would be you. Why? You are amazing. I am so happy to have you in my life. You are my love, my best friend, and I can't wait to keep living this wonderful, loving, adventurous life we've built together. Rick, I love you with all my heart and soul.